Crack vial is called a dram or whatever. Crack pipe, they call that contraband. They dubbed it contraband because the drugs that came in the South Central and that went out on it from LA eastbound out all to them different areas in the Midwest, mid-Northwest, southwestern parts of the United States and all that, East Coast and all that. That was from the Iran-Contra scandal to fund the Contras war because the government wasn't going to give them no money straight up. So they let them and said, look, you can come in and peddle these drugs to these niggas. And that's what they did.
You know what? Get Psalms 10 and 1. I believe it's 10. You can start the first verse, I believe. Like the elder said, that's what this devil did, man. This devil, he destroyed you niggas, man, before you were even born, man. The devil was born, a bunch of damn crack babies, which were products of all that drug epidemic that the so-called white man casted over you niggas. Now it backfired and fucked a lot of his own up. But guess what? The elites, the so-called white people that are really running this thing, they don't even give a damn about their own people, man.
That's right, I know. Yeah.
They don't give a damn. They only concerned with a small group of them, just them.
They're elect.
They're elect amongst them devils.
Right.
The elite.
The elite.
That's why they're known as the elite.
That's right.
All right, you got that?
Yeah.
Psalms? Go ahead.
Psalms chapter 10, verse 1. Why standest thou afar off, O Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai?
Right, and if you watch the articles back in the 70s and going into the 80s and 90s, you didn't see nothing but a bunch of, drug violence. You know, people getting shot over drugs, people overdosing on drugs, getting dragged beyond the Channel 7 news. I remember when as a kid watching all that. They showing a new drugs, crack coming up. Then they had that one, y'all remember, called Ice?
Yeah, I remember Ice.
That came up for a minute, but it was killing people as soon as they took it, so they had it. You notice they stopped that. Because why? Because they wasn't gonna make no money if it was killing everybody.
Yeah.
But now off of the crack and cocaine, they can make money off of it because it keep people all bugged the fuck out. But yet they'll spend all their fucking money.
Yep.
But anyway, so it seemed like the Most High was standing far off. Which really, the Lord allowed that to happen because those were the curses. When you go back to the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, the Lord said that those curses was going to overtake us.
Going to pursue
blindness, madness.
Yeah.
And that's what you see when you see it in the middle of the night, a fucking crackhead, a fiend. That's madness, man. He's all bugged out. That's the curses of the Lord. So, and that's why they continue in doing so because they thought that the Most High was with them, you know. These devils actually thought that the Most High was with them, further destroying His people.
Right.
Which really the Most High was just allowing them to do it, one, for prophecy's sake, and two, because that was our punishment for disobeying them.
Yep.
All right, but now we at the end of that. They got to pay for all that, man. All them jakes that you see, all them crack babies and jakes that died and through the abortion and that other program they set up, the eugenics with the Planned Parenthood. You devils got to pay for. You got a lot of blood to pay for it, man.
That's right.
You got a lot of blood to pay. You can't get right, man.
Hell no.
You know?
And you ain't never gonna get right. Because in your eyes, what you doing is right. In other words, in your eyes, because you're all Satan worshipers, you're devil worshipers, you're Satan ass crack lickers is what the fuck you are. Butt fuckers. You in your mind, Satan is righteous, the spiritual demon Satan is righteous, and the Most High is wicked. That's your play on it. The Most High is wicked, and everything that exemplifies the Most High, the word of the Lord, His Son, is foul, and everything that is against that is righteous. That's your attitude.
Yeah, that's right.
So you're the exact negative of what we are. That's why the scripture says, surely if it's turning the thing upside down, shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. It's going to just be turned right side up. And you devils, you going to pay. You've been waging biological warfare on us for a long time. It ain't just, you've been doing it up to Gad with the small, that's biological warfare. Age, biological warfare. But biological warfare is also these fucking vaccines. That's biological warfare. Crack, cocaine, that's biological warfare. Chemtrails, that's biological warfare. Fluoride in the water, and not just fluoride, chlorine, I got to look up more into it. But not only did they put fluoride into the water system, which is a byproduct of the aluminum industry, one of the byproducts of the Industrial Revolution was chlorine, and they were trying to look for places to put the chlorine, and they used corporations have to pay massive amounts of money to dispose of it. Then they got the miraculous idea to dump it into the water supply. And what chlorine does, chlorine and fluoride together, when it's inside the bloodstream, when you eat whatever food you eat that's a part of your diet, fats have to be a part of your diet in order for your body to process food and break it down. So whatever food your body takes in, the chlorine and the fluoride together mixes with the fat that's in your diet and causes clumps of fat to form in your arteries and in your heart, where you develop strokes and heart attacks because of blockage. So even though they tell you, look, stop eating butter and go jog around the block and do this and that, eat a lot of salad, you still, motherfuckers, still get heart attacks and drop dead, and get strokes and drop dead, and become debilitated by a stroke, because you devils have fucking engineered and you've scientifically done shit to work against us with the very things that we need to sustain ourselves, which is what? Water. You can go without a Snapple, you can go without a Pepsi, you can go without that shit, but water is something that you essentially need. And like I said, I gotta look more into the chlorine thing, but the more I find out, you'll find out about it, and I find out, y'all will find out.
So Psalms chapter 10 verse 1 again. Why standest thou afar off, O Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai? Why hidest thyself in times of trouble?
Right, and that's the time that it is. It's a time of trouble, just like going back to the 70s, 80s, 90s. Like the scriptures say, now is the time of Jacob's trouble. All right, that's the time that we in. But guess what? That's just the beginning. It's gonna get a whole hell of a lot worse, man. All right, go ahead.
It says the wicked in his pride.
The wicked, the so-called white men, in his pride. These devils are proud as hell, man. That's why they don't believe what we telling them. The Most High gonna show them. Go ahead.
The wicked in his pride don't persecute the poor.
Does persecute the poor. Who's the poor? Jake, so-called Negroes, West Indians, Haitians, Dominicans. All right, Jake is poor, man. Jake lives low. All right. I mean, you got a few niggas that doing a little better than other niggas, but all together, all in all, Jake is poor, man. All right, and the ones like Oprah Winfrey, or whatever, Harper, whatever the fuck her name is. All right, but she really, and even she might be touching $1 billion or whatever her worth. She's still peanuts compared to the elites, man.
Hell yeah.
She's still a damn peon peasant to them.
That's just mammy. Right? That's mammy.
Yeah, that's the old Aunt Jemima bitch. But guess what? She got more than us, you know. But even with all that she got, she's still not even really rich. See, a lot of you people say, "Oh my God, you guys are bugging. Oprah Winfrey is rich." And even with the money she got, she could change a whole lot of niggas' life. But she ain't gonna do that shit. What she went and did? Went and opened up a fucking school in Africa, which has nothing to do with her fucking dumb, stupid ass, man.
$41 million.
Yeah, for them damn Africans, and there's all kind of wickedness going on.
Lesbianism going on.
And those schools that she opened up with her atheist, so-called atheist ass. 1 minute she was an atheist, the next minute she flip-flopping ass, right? Go ahead, brother.
It says, the wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them...
Right, and how has he been persecuting them? Throughout, you could go throughout history, man. From slavery, the day that they grabbed us, bought us from the Arabs and the Hamites, the so-called Africans. From that point all the way until now, they've been doing nothing but persecuting us, man. Killing us, castrating us, lynching us, hanging us, burning us. All right, giving us bullshit to eat, maiming us, chopping our limbs off. Just degrading us, man. Stole every goddamn thing from us. All the way up until this time. They did what? They poisoned the so-called areas where we live at. The so-called communities, the black and Latino communities. That's a setup that is all fucked up the way that it is, man.
Oh yeah, and then you got a fucking East Indian that'll come here, a goddamn Chinaman, a goop, that'll come here from Korea or from China or whatever, Japanese or whatever. And then you got a Arab that'll come here, even a fucking African. They'll come here and they'll be able to set up shop. And where do they always set up shop? In the hood.
Yeah.